sweeties and swoons. It's your girl Candy, and you're watching Sweet Addictions TV. Yes, honey. Today's rant is a little sad, man. It's basically been in the news that it's 2 teenagers have committed suicide because they were being bullied. Okay, one of them was a 13-year-old Georgia boy who was hailed as a hero by his family for reporting a classmate who had a knife and was threatening to kill a teacher. But
his ass whooped.
Right, but Devin, the little boy's name is Devin Brown. Quick thinking to tell that somebody had a knife and was going to stab a teacher cost him his life, because after he told and let it be known that somebody's about to kill a teacher, he was being bullied for being a snitch. So they bullied him every day because he told that the little boy was planning on killing the teacher. So everybody around him labeled him as a snitch. And so he ended up killing himself.
That is so sad.
It's crazy. You know what? I remember it was a while ago. I can't remember where I seen it on. But people were talking about how, it's in a lot, especially now that certain suburban white kids are getting into the urban thing, but they're mainly saying like a lot of an urban community, that whole, snitches get stitches. And so how far do you think that's supposed to go? Like, because he warned that a kid had a knife and was planning on stabbing the shit out of a teacher.
He was supposed to tell.
Yeah,
because I would have whooped your ass if you knew about it and didn't tell.
Right.
As a parent. And it's sad, which I'm going to bring this all the way back. And I don't know how y'all may feel about this. I really don't care. But I bring it all the way back to the parent. Because, see, you know what? Once you found out that your child was getting bullied, you know signs when they come home. You can see the sadness. You can see they having issues. A lot of parents like to turn a blind eye. Just go on in there and sit down, turn on the TV, and don't pay attention to their children. So she should have noticed the signs when her child's sort of behavior didn't change.
But I think they did say do something and say some stuff on here. I just try to get a little piece of it. But, nothing had happened. Nothing was being done.
If they don't do nothing, you do something. It was your responsibility. If somebody's bullying our babies, you think, I can't wait for the school to do everything. I had to do something. I don't know. We do something. You bully my babies, I'm coming to you. If the authorities can't handle you, you're going to deal with me personally. And because you're not going to deal with me. Because my job, first and foremost, is to protect. When you parent, you protect. You protect your cubs by any means necessary. So he wouldn't have been able to commit suicide, because me and my baby would have been they did what to my baby? Well, come on, let's go.
Well, they had her, then they had him, and then the other little girl, she was 16 years old, from Ohio. And basically, they're saying allegedly, 2 high school football players, ages 17 and 16, were convicted of, they was convicted of rape last month in the case. And what they did was they took pictures of them forcing sex on the little girl. And then it went viral. They posted online, so it went viral. So,
try them as adults. And they
had, they said they didn't name the victim or give additional details of the case because of privacy issues, but they said on April 4th, the little girl tried to commit suicide by hanging herself in a bathroom. On Tuesday, her family took her off life support. And she said the justice system failed her. That's what her mother writes, that the justice system failed her because people were making fun of her, calling her sluts and all that, even though it was seen that they were raping her. But they took a picture of them both trying to fuck her. And it went viral. So, people around the school and stuff was calling her sluts and, all that. So she hung herself.
And it's like I said, it's so sad. I hope them boys get prosecuted as adults. I take rape very seriously. If you old enough to fuck, you old enough to do full time. That's just how I believe in it. And as a tragedy that the mother felt like, again, she was left behind, that they didn't do enough to prosecute just yet of that boy, so she could feel vindicated, so she could do her job.
Yeah, it also says that supposedly it was sparking accusations that they try to cover it up to protect the community's athletes. So it was like they were trying to, keep the athletes from being put out there, but and the rape victim was
And it's sad because, be honestly, if I was in that shoes, I don't know the correct answer, but what I would have done, I would have moved altogether. I would have blinded my baby and shielded my baby from what was going on within that world of society. If I had to move, I would have moved my baby. Yeah. And why I didn't move that baby, I'll be letting her know the mama's handling them. I'm fighting justice long distance wise, but I need to take her out of that circle of fuckery and demonic stuff that's going on around her, because just seeing it every day, hearing about it, everybody looking at you like this. My next check would have been, hey, we're just gonna move over here. Yeah. I'm sorry, I would have just moved my baby somewhere else. I know people don't have money like that, but they do have Red Crosses and stuff like that. I would have moved my baby somewhere else. I would have kept her close to me, gave her more love. Meanwhile, letting her know that even though this has been done to you and it's not right, I am working to prosecute them from over here. But I got to make sure you straight. All computers and stuff will be shut down at my house for a little while, and it just be us. That's what I would do as a parent. And I feel so sorry. I hope them boys get it. Somebody needs to teach them a lesson when they get in jail.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Then they had another one. Another little girl. Hold on, I'll tell y'all this after I tell you what happened. The little girl was 9 years old. Her mother, had got remarried and just had a baby. So the 9-year-old said, once the baby got here, she just wanted to die. Because she's been used to being an only child for 9 years. So she was like, I just want to die. So the mother, once she heard her say that, took her to go get counseling.
Okay.
But the little girl, I guess it didn't work. So the mother walked in. The little girl was supposed to be taking a shower. Once the little girl was in there for too long, the mama walked in, and the little 9-year-old hung herself by the shower curtain because she had a new sibling.
Oh, that is sad.
I'm like, and don't take what I'm saying as cold-hearted, okay? But I think that a lot of these young kids now, they have it so much easier than when we had it, because I've been through so much shit that, let's say right now, if all my shit gets taken away from me, if everything gets taken away from me, yeah, I'll be sad, fucked up, probably crying, but I'm gonna kick into that mode. Like, okay, I gotta get this shit done. Mode. Yeah. And I think what it is now, that a lot of these generation of kids, they have a lot. They didn't have to go through a lot of turmoil. Yeah, they didn't, because they didn't have to go through that. So it's like they don't know what to do when they feel
messed up.
Yeah.
So they just
because they never had to go through that stuff. And I mean, I can say the same for my kids. My kids ain't never had to go through none of the shit I had to go through. Jacob upstairs now too with a damn tablet. You know what I'm saying? So, but I tried to show them, like, hey, because even with Deja thought that how we live, and we're not the Joneses, but we living pretty good. Deja thought this was normal.
Yeah. And
I had to tell her, no. This isn't normal. A lot of kids don't walk up into they big ass house and in their room. They got flat screens and every damn game system and sleigh beds and big shit. Nigga, please, I ain't had my own room until I was grown. Because if I wasn't sharing with Whitney and then all of a sudden I had Deja, I was sharing with her ass. Yeah, so, I try to tell this is not normal. So I try to show her videos and show her articles of kids that, the schools have to give them food to take home. Yeah. Because their parents don't have the money to feed their ass when there's no school or...
And pretty soon we're going to go as far as that, sometimes we have big, huge dinners, but sometimes, just because you did make that a statement, we need to do more, go out and take her as a family and go feed some of the homeless. I used to get my bologna and bread there, but maybe we can actually go and do it one time for a holiday.
I've shown her how, like, especially, you go to town, that's all you see in Atlanta. It's bums on the thing. Yeah. And I remember we was driving one time, and there was a guy sitting on the side of the highway right when you got off. There was a shitload of birds around the nigga. She wondered why. And then there was bones around the nigga. He eating them damn birds. But that's what he got to do. I told her, I said, the life you have, I worked hard so you wouldn't have to go through some of this, any of the shit I went through, child. I never want my kids to go through it. Yes. But, we got to, and like I said, I'm guilty of it too. But we got to start installing in them that survivor. Yeah, because right now, these kids, they don't know how to deal with
building up their self-esteem, building up their self-strength.
Deal with this craziness of the world, and the world is getting worse.
And we're not teaching them to actually deal with them things. Deal when somebody tells you ugly, baby. You think I'm ugly because I'm all of that. I'm gorgeous. You can't turn me down. You can't get to me, and that's a thick skin. And nowadays we didn't pet these babies up and this, that, and the other so much that they coming out with thin skin. You know, they say it's a bad thing. But back in the day, you know, everybody in the room, we be riding each other out for hours.
Yeah,
riding
now
each other
it's
out.
bullying.
Now it's bullying. You say something.
It's the dozens. We used to be like, yo, mama this.
And it was a and made my babies with thicker skin.
Even
you know?
now, we would wrestle. Like, y'all see T-Man's big ass when he was on there. God,
thank you, baby, get me out of jail. Thank y'all.
We would just wrestle and do stuff, but the kids nowadays just.
And my family still do races, but y'all got these kids so timid is the word. I'm sorry. They got them so timid. So every little bitty thing is like, oh, I hang myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm depressed about it. You know, I just think it starts at home. You need to start building it up. And if you're just a weak person yourself, I'm not saying that, you know, because there's people that watches the show, they might be feeling like they're not that boisterous, they're not that strong. Then maybe you should go take karate or some type of something with your child and start taking courses that's going to teach you to self-build yourself. Because little stuff like that, I think helps build that. Even though we do ours at a playing event, you know, I still think we crazy because, you know, we out here, we wrestling with our kids, we playing, you know, wrestling hard and rat each other out and throwing stuff on each other. You know, we do it in a fun way. But if you don't really do that at home and you kind of timid, you kind of really don't do that much as a person.
Your kids going to be like that.
Your kids are going to be like that. So get into an activity that teaches you stuff like that, like martial arts and stuff like that, so you can have your inner strength.
Because even with bullying, like I told y'all, a lot of my older sweeties know, honey, when I hit middle school, you know, mama had 4 kids and she was by herself. So for a minute there, I was in bobos. That's what we used to call them, the generic shoes. And they used to ride my ass out, honey. But I was the type that I was riding back. Like, yeah, so you wasn't about to see that you was hurting my feelings. I was riding your ass back out. Then after a while, I would get on them like, you right, I do got on bobos, but bitch, I got a fresh pair every week, whore. Look at your Nikes, they flapping, they talking, bitch. My triangles on the side of my high tops are on. You know, so after a while, ain't nobody fuck with me about my bobos, you know. But it was like certain kids now, if they get fucked with every time about like just like clothes or they shoot, it's damn near like they want to do, you know, the craziness that these babies are doing. I just think that they're not installed with that, like it's a survival mode. It's just, I think it's just sad.
Teach them, and if you don't have it yourself, then you need to. It's your responsibility to go get that type of help. This is how I feel, honey. And it's sad, and I hate that happened to your baby.
Yeah,
but
all of
this
them,
world
like,
nowadays, it's 2013. Y'all need to toughen the fuck up. Wake up, toughen up, because it's a cruel, hard world out here. And I'm not raising no whores. I'm not raising no little sissies or no little yammies. I'm not. My babies are gonna fight back. They're gonna protect themselves. They're gonna call on Jesus, and they're gonna be strong, and they're gonna be strong-willed. Why? Because I'm telling them that they're beautiful. Why? Because I'm pushing them down when they stand up and they hit the floor, and I'm pushing them back down and letting them get back up. I'm making them mad every so often, you know, just to
like damn pits.
You know, like pit bulls. It's sad like we treat our babies like pit bulls, you know, but. Watch my baby be strong. He ain't come home crying. He ain't getting bullied on the school bus. You know.
But even like, and don't, like I said, don't take it as being like cold. Basically what we're trying to say, if we're not saying it in the right way, basically what we're trying to say is we got to start, and like I said, I'm kind of guilty of it too, because my kids have never had to deal with none of the shit I had to deal with growing up, you know,
but they know all.
Basically, so in case people interpret it in a different way, basically what we're saying is we have to start installing in our kids that survival mode, so any little thing won't set them off to depression. And because there's so many kids now, little kids that are taking pills for fucking depression and shit, you know.
You should be happy.
So that's the only thing we're saying. So if we said it in a way that may have offended you, that's not the intention. We're basically just trying to say we have to start so basically like we were saying, so every little thing won't set them off to the point to where they feel like ending their life over certain stuff. And like I said, I know, trust me, I've been bullied more than just that shoe shit, because I'm a military brat, so everybody thought I was all that because I was light-skinned and new, you know, so I got bullied all over the
Everybody
America.
Came and got me out the playground. I used to play tetherball all day long. They used to come and get me to beat everybody's asses on the thing. So I used to beat everybody who wasn't doing right. I used to just whoop them right random. And I'm slightly like that. I'm slightly like that a little bit now, and I'm fighting for what's right. I hate to see little people get punked on. But I want y'all little people to start getting stronger. Because I'm retired, I can't be coming out there and fighting everybody.
The moms and dads, we have to start installing that, and especially in these new kids. These new kids are a different breed, honey. So that's all we're saying is we have to start installing that into them, that survival mode. You know, not as soon as something happens to you, you kind of quiver and ball up and oh Lord, what am I gonna do?
I'm gonna die.
So that's what we mean by that. So let us know what you think about the stories and what you think about what we had to say. And we'll be reading the comments, whether you agree or disagree. We want it all. We'll read it all. Yes, indeed. So, all right, babies. As always, thanks for watching. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a mother-sucking friend, baby, to subscribe. And follow your girl on Twitter. Yes, honey. And make sure to Facebook friend us both.
Yeah.
And follow me on Instagram. And make sure you get your SATV t-shirts and your Sugar Shop t-shirts.
Yeah.
And make sure to subscribe to Life with Cousin Patches here on YouTube. Yes, indeed. All right,
Thank
babies.
you.
We're out.
Peace.
Peace.